Previously on the Hades Cup. Persona! Persona! It's really hard to do commentary while fighting things for like 30 hours on end.
I guess if we're gonna go, I guess the best way to go, like, favorites is favorites by genre, I suppose, because, like, there's so many different.
That's true. That's valid.
Shooter, I guess. Yours is COD 4, right?
COD 4, probably. COD 4 is a phenomenally good game. Then Uncharted 2, most likely, because Uncharted 2 is really good. I don't know, maybe... Nah, I was about to say Bioshock Infinite, but probably not, because as much as I liked it, I did have some problems, and it's like, it was... I liked it, and I really didn't have that much of, like, anything that I disliked about it, but I didn't like it enough to put it in, like, favorites or anything. What are the shooters? Crud.
For me, I'd say my favorite's Borderlands 2. It's tied with Borderlands 1, I think, but I guess, well, not quite tied, but it's like, I'll put it this way, I've played more of 2 than I have of 1.
Right,
so.
yeah.
Especially now since it's on PS4, I can really play it some more, which I have been. Not pre-sequel, no. Good, pretty alright.
You liked it, but you didn't like it as much.
Pretty alright game.
Yeah, we talked about that briefly.
Yeah, but shooter-wise, it would...
That reminds me, we discussed, since we were asking about us doing another Let's Play, we talked about perhaps, since you're waiting for all 5 episodes of Tales from the Borderlands to come out, if there's interest, we might do that.
Yeah, maybe.
Also, if it's the right time. Like, if we're also doing Kingdom Hearts and I'm doing another LP at the time when Episode 5 comes out, then it won't happen, at least until later, but that's a thing we discussed at the very least.
It's not coming out, like, the last episode won't be out for a while, though. Like, a few more months.
Who knows? Telltale time. It's almost as bad as Valve time.
True.
But yeah, let's see other shooters. I can't even. What? I guess I really like I really like Team Fortress 2. Even though I can't claim to be particularly good at it. I just really enjoy the characters, the design, the maps, the aesthetics, the goofiness of it all. I didn't comment on these guys. These are defenders. These are some of the coolest enemies in this entire game.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
We fought them a couple rounds ago, and I didn't say anything. Oh no.
I have not properly played Team Fortress 2. It's like, I guess at this point, you really can't. But
yes, you can. There are enough nubs in there that you can totally get into it. Because it's free to play. So there are tons of people who have no clue what they're doing.
Right.
It has a pretty solid, tutorial, considering it's, just an online game for the most part. You can play against bots, for one thing. There is bots if you want it, like, just to get your practice going. Additionally, there's a horde mode. And honestly, the horde mode is really fun. So even if you can't get into the matchmaking because you're not good or for whatever reason, the horde mode is good. And I feel like it's an easy way to get better at shooting, at the various mechanics of the game. I would recommend just about anybody to give Team Fortress 2 a shot. I honestly believe that it's a game for just about anybody.
It's just, I don't think I could run it personally.
Like, right, sure.
I have it on Xbox because I got the orange box.
Yeah, and nobody's on there anymore, I assume.
No, I mean, I tried it a while back. Like, I haven't had Xbox Live in a while now. Probably not since I got my PS4.
All I'll say is that Team Fortress 2, an old game, and you can turn the parameters down, and it's not that complicated. And honestly, I can run it on my laptop before I upgraded its RAM.
Okay.
Granted, my laptop is a bit nicer than yours, but like I still think you can probably do it. I don't think that running it should be a huge issue. But I mean, obviously, I don't know the specs on your computer. I haven't tried it, so who knows. But right. I would say give it a shot. I'd give it a shot if I were you, because I quite enjoy it. If only because, again, I just like the look of it, the comedy of it. It's all... people are like, the hats are obnoxious and stuff, but
no,
it's all funny. It's just...
Like, I don't think that. Like, I haven't, of course, played the game. We're talking about that. But, like, the hats, I see that, and I'm just like, hey, it's funny. It's goofy. It's
got such a vast pool of comedy to pull from. It's weird. Okay, yeah, here we go. Sorry.
Yo, hey, how you doing, everybody? Yeah, got a minute? Hades, Lord of the Dead. Nice to see you. Hey, guess what? I got a place for you.
This is part of why I was talking about why we needed to die and go restock. But, oh well. Yeah, this is not a mini boss. This is a boss, because if you recall, like, this is the only guy of Maleficent's crew that we haven't taken out yet. Yeah. Consider that.
Okay, yeah.
And this is also optional, by the way. Like, you don't have to do this in any way to beat the game.
So is this like a generally difficult boss fight?
I would say yes.
He is not taking damage.
Well, you see, he has a secret invisible bar of health.
What?
I didn't know that until recently. I was reading up on the fight, because I was like... And I always assumed there was some kind of parameter, like some kind of time thing where you couldn't do anything. I guess it was they didn't program another bar of health? I don't know, but, like, yeah, so he has a secret bar of health.
Can you dodge through that, or do you have to jump?
Nope.
Oh.
You have to move. Yeah, I was too far out from him. You have to get right next to him and run, because like he moves too fast for you. Find you around the outside. You have to get like to the inner part of the circle and run, math,
Yeah.
geometry. I guess I don't know how we're gonna cut any of these episodes. I'm gonna cut this one here, even if the episode doesn't get cut here, because this recording's going on for a while. We'll start again in a second. The Rose Keyblade was short, but not short enough to spare Donald.
He's gone. Look at him. There's death in his eyes.
Alright, so I switched stuff around a little bit. I hadn't given Goofy the shield that we got from beating Yuffie for basically no reason. I just forgotten. I actually gave items, changed some of the customized stuff. Gonna give this a shot again. Get back in there. Get back in the ring, kid. Hit him, baby. You got this, Mac.
Well, it said 20th, so... is there somebody after Hades?
Hades is the 10th seed.
Okay.
Yeah, Hades is the 10th seed. There is one more boss after Hades. He is not the final boss of the Hades Cup. He's just close.
Okay. Okay, I thought he was. There's more adventure to be had.
Slightly more adventure to be had after we get out of here. I'm not doing this very strategically right now, but oh well, I'm just kind of impatient at this point. Alright, okay. my burning vigor enthusiasm for Persona 4 is calmed, you guys. Don't worry about it, I'm not going to talk about it again. I like to what you proposed, favorite games by genre, let's keep doing that. We already said shooters.
Racing.
Sure, racing.
Double Dash.
Double Dash. Double Dash is up there. Mario Kart 8's proving to be pretty good. Honestly, like, the only Mario Kart that I've played that I didn't love was the one on the 3DS. It was just disappointing. I've been trying to place it for the longest time, and I can't. But just something about it was just off. From, like, a lot of people didn't like Wii. I really liked, I don't know, just the...
I didn't mind
Wii felt special. I don't know.
I like that one. Not the motion controls. I like playing it on GameCube.
Sure. Yeah, Double Dash is great. Wii was not as good, but okay. 8 is really solid. Mod Nation Racers, also phenomenal. I don't know how if it even has an online community anymore, because I haven't played it in a long time. But that was the one by, like, I think it was Media Molecule on another team.
Yeah.
Like, it was the one where you could build your own tracks and stuff. That track creation tool was great, because it makes it much simpler than you expect from, like, because, like, I tried to get into Little Big Planet's creation stuff, because I got it for free after the whole Sony hack a couple of years ago. Right. I couldn't do it. Like, I just could not get my head around their system. But Mod Nation Racers gives you, like, everything you need to make a satisfying basic track, and everything you need to make a super complicated one as well. Whereas with Sackboy's outing, you know, Little Big Planet, I feel like the tool set on that is so specific, and it takes so long to build something. It's difficult to build something that feels satisfying.
Right.
You can build a loop in Mod Nation Racers immediately, and you've just created something, you know? Whereas it's like, there's too many other permutations to add into, Sackboy. I keep saying Sackboy because I can't think of the name of the actual game. Little Big Planet. Thank you.
See, Little Big Planet, I've not owned it. I went over to my friend's house and I played it, and he knew what he was doing. He was doing some cool stuff, but
yeah.
I was just like, oh, I'm going to attach this block here. And it started dangling. I was like, I didn't mean that. Don't do that, please.
Yep, that's about how it goes for
I guess, like,
scrubs like us.
If you get past the learning curve of it.
Yeah, I have a friend in my dorm who really likes Little Big Planet. He hates Little Big Planet 3 for dumbing everything down and being terrible, apparently. Oh. I don't really know. I'm not an expert, so I can't speak to whether or not, you know, why he feels that way. But he doesn't like Little Big Planet 3. That's all I know. He's messed around with it a lot, but he's not satisfied with it for whatever reason. What was it? Yeah, just Mod Nation Racers, great creation toolkit. You can create something satisfying immediately, you can create something complicated with patience, and when there was an online community for it, I don't know if there still is, when there was, it was great, because the way that it worked was you could do ranked matches, which were only, like, developer-approved levels, like levels that the developers themselves created, right?
Yeah.
Then you could get into casual playlists where you would basically just be in a lobby with a bunch of other players, right? And basically, it would rotate host. Either the lobby could vote to change host, or the host could pick a new host.
Right.
And whoever was host just picked the track. And they could pick it from whatever they had downloaded.
Oh.
So you could anything you just made, anything from the full game. I'm pretty sure that if there was someone else in the lobby, they could recommend one of their tracks and say, do this one.
Yeah.
It was getting into a good one of those, and you could just go for hours through crazy tracks that people had made.
That does sound fun.
It was a lot of fun.
It sounds very enjoyable.
I don't know if anybody's still on there anymore. If they are, then great, and you'll have a fun time. If they aren't, it's a decent couch multiplayer game and a fun creation thing. I never played. I think there was split screen in it. I honestly do not remember if there's split screen in it or not. The item system is a bit like anybody who's played Lego Racers would be familiar with the system, where instead of having a wide variety of items akin to Mario Kart, there's a fairly small set of items. But basically, if you pick one up and then wait until you hit an item box again, you'll get an upgraded version of the item, and like each item has 3 phases.
So it's kind of like Diddy Kong Racing.
Diddy Kong Racing and Lego Racing, yeah, very similar. I forgot Diddy Kong Racing uses a similar system, but yeah, it's like that. If you've played Diddy Kong Racing or Lego Racing, similar item system to that. And I wouldn't call any of the items in the game particularly remarkable or inventive. Like, I'm pretty sure that the full level boost is a teleport, very similar to what it was in Lego Racers. The basic attack thing is just a rocket, you know, nothing else. And you can upgrade that rocket to be much more exciting, but it's still just kind of a rocket at the end of the day, you know? So I'd say in terms of that, a lot of people would say this is not a great kart racer, but just in terms of what you can make in that game, the variety of tracks, the variety of aesthetics and locations that people built stuff in, and the fact that you can make, you know, if you want to make a track that's really detailed, like, you have a very specific vision for how you want, like, the track to be laid out or whatever, that's kind of difficult. But you can, at the very least, make something that is satisfying to race on with exceptional ease. And even if you don't want to go through and add all the aesthetics hand by hand, or piece by piece, you know, by hand, it has a feature where as soon as you complete the track, like, you get the track back around to the finish line, the game says, would you like to auto-populate? And it thinks, and then it just generates all the aesthetics itself.
Ooh.
Yeah, and you can edit them, delete anything, add anything that you like, but it's there if you just want to build a racetrack. You know, it's
right.
Great little creation suite. I hope they do another one of those games, because that game was great.
Was it generally successful?
I don't think it did. I don't know if it did super well or not. I remember it got pretty decent reviews at the time, but not great. All I know is it had a thriving community when I was on it. So I don't know if that was enough to mean that sales were good, but when I was on there, people were creating stuff left and right. You saw something new every day. It was great. But anyway, what's another genre? Puzzle game. You like any puzzle games?
Not particularly. Like, puzzle games is just something I've never really tapped into. Not much.
That's fine. I only brought it up because I need to say Professor Layton.
Oh, yeah.
That's on the list. That's... and before you ask, but Jacob, which ones? All.
All?
Other than Last Spectre, whatever it's called. The first in the prequel trilogy is not bad. It is not as good. The first game has such a intense, unified aesthetic. It takes place in a small town, and it all has one very immediate, very direct image that it wants to communicate. Like, it is all thematically consistent, and very and relatively unique. And it's got a great little setting to it that compensates for that one's lack of being super depressing, which is something that may sound like, what are you talking about? That's something that Layton games have going for them, is that the stories can go to emotional places. The first one has some melancholy to it, but it's not particularly like tear-jerking, heartbreaking.
Right.
The issue with the first game in the prequel trilogy is that it is very much similar to that, in that it is not necessarily going to be the most it's not the most emotional in the series by any standpoint. The story isn't the best. It tries to ride on simply having a mysterious setting.
Right.
And the setting of that game is good, but not as good. Nowhere near as good. And it doesn't have as unified of an aesthetic. It's a much later DS game, so it's much larger, which means there's more environmental variety, which in a weird way works against it.
Okay.
People will, like, think I'm nuts, and there was environmental variety in the original, but even when there was variety, it was all very unified in how it looked. It had a very unified color palette and everything else, and the one in Last Spectre, the first in the prequel trilogy, just doesn't quite hit that height of of like this town is this is a setting, all right, you know, this is a place that was designed for a video game. That didn't make sense. It never quite hits the point of being this location is iconic.
Okay.
And that's not even, no, it's lower than that. It doesn't. Well, we kind of talked about this cutscene before, so.
Yo, hey, how you doing, everybody? Yeah, got a minute? Hades, Lord of the Dead, nice to see you. Hey, guess what? I got a place for you.
That's excellent.
Yeah. It's all you need. It's all the introduction you need.
Exactly.
Yeah. If I had to if I was doing like a top 5 list or something of games, and I had to pick like certain ones, and I could let's say what like top 10, top 5, whatever, but I can only pick one per franchise, and I was going with Layton. It'd probably be Unrun Future, which is technically the last game chronologically. It is the Return of the Jedi if the series is Star Wars, right?
Right.
It's the last in the original trilogy. That game is very good. That one is tearjerker. And also like the puzzles are good and stuff. Like I talk about the story and the setting and stuff. Puzzles are all good. They're really good puzzle games. I highly recommend them to anyone with a DS or a 3DS or any pirating software that will allow you to play DS games. Get them immediately. They're very good. I hope that Nintendo puts them on the Wii U, since they're doing digital Wii games now. If they put those games on the Wii U, I will play them on this channel. With Joey, with someone else, I don't know who, I'll find someone, I'll play them on here. It'll happen. Or maybe if I actually make money doing this, I can buy like a 3DS capture card and do it that way.
Right.
But I'd like to do those at some point with someone else because they're great, and I'd love to talk about them more on this channel. Plus, they're not owned by Nintendo; they're level 5, so I can monetize them.
Okay, so for this fight, does he just go in phases where he's like, glowing like that?
Yeah,
like right now?
Go, 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 go.
Hey, you having fun yet?
How you having fun yet? Yeah, he has modes and phases and whatnot. He gets more dangerous as the fight goes on, gets new moves. You know the drill.
Yeah.
Yeah, Professor Layton, good. I still haven't played Azran Legacy, in case you're wondering, since I've talked about that previously on this series and other series. I still haven't beaten it. I mean, I've played it, but I haven't beaten it. I've beaten one of the 5 environments at the beginning of the game. I'm midway through my second one. I just have been busy with other things. Again, I'm still putting it off, because I don't want to be depressed when it ends. That's why I've been playing Persona Q, because it's goofy. I feel like I should say this really fast, since I talk about Persona 4. I'm not going to talk about Persona 4, I'm just going to talk about Persona at large as a series. I had kind of mentally cordoned off Arena Ultimax, the anime, Dancing All Night eventually, and Q as being separate. Like, I can enjoy those as well, but when I think about 4, those don't exist. Right. Because they are not tonally consistent with 4. They are shorter and thusly can't be. Because, again, part of what makes 4 great is that it's so long that it can cover a lot of different tones and never feels as if it's switching tones abruptly. Arena and Q switch tones abruptly, constantly. And that's partially because Q is supposed to be a funny, goofy team-up game, because it's about, like, the teams of 3 and 4 are brought together for completely arbitrary reasons. We wanted a team-up game, you know? It's probably a bad idea. He'll catch up to move his flamethrowers there. I'm gonna toss a Mega Potion when he stops that. Great. Ah!
Oof.
Alright, what's another genre we haven't talked about? Because racing, puzzles, shooter, RPG in general, like we talked about, like I talked about, like Final Fantasy. No, that doesn't really answer the chair. We answered like I think that probably both of our favorite RPGs, Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, except for me on Persona 4. Any other RPGs like other than like Fallout, because that's technically an RPG. Like any other RPGs out there that you like?
I mean, not particularly. I don't think. Well, no. Actually, there's a few. I mean, it's such a broad genre. Dragon's Dogma. I really like it.
Yeah, you've talked about that a lot before.
Yeah, I have. It's just the problem with it is, of course, like it can get slow at parts and it takes a while, but it's important to get going. I don't know. That's in my opinion. Some people don't have that problem. Because it does, like, it starts out, like, kind of like, oh, hey, here's this big thing, but then after that, it's slow for a bit. But, yeah, Dragon's Dogma. I don't know. I don't really have any other RPGs that I can really, like, that come to mind.
That's fine. We're still kind of in answering question mode, and I'm just trying to think of how we could further the favorite games question a little bit more. What other genres exist?
I mean, I guess it
Shooter,
depends
racer,
on, like,
puzzle, RPG.
platformer, I guess.
Platformer. That's a good one. Rayman Origins. Awesome.
Origins?
Rayman Origins is probably one of my favorite platformers. I don't know, like the original New Super Mario Brothers on DS is great. But like when I played Rayman Origins, it was like this game. I wanted to get it for years. It was like this game has a cool art style. You know, it's like all looks like it's hand animated. It's like that's just kind of how it looks. Looks like the platforming is pretty fun. I'll get it. I played it. I walked away saying that is the best modern platformer I have played ever. Period.
Really?
Better than anything Nintendo's made since New Super Mario Brothers on the DS. In terms of 2D platformers, like we're not talking like Mario Galaxy here, obviously. But that game is so very good. That Rayman Origins is a great little platformer. It is hard, and yeah, it is really hard. it gets really hard towards the end, and it never. But I guess it never feels unfair would be a way of putting it.
Nice.
Yep. It never feels unfair. It always gives you enough time to learn whatever new mechanics it wants to introduce, so that you never feel like you've suddenly been thrown into the deep end unfairly. It's just fun. It's got a lot of level design variety. Like I feel like you know how you play any Mario game recently, and it's like you've seen it before.
Yeah.
You've seen the look of it before.
Right.
Like Mario Brothers used did a cake land or whatever. It just looked like a desert. That opening world was like kind of sort of a forest looking thing. It had slightly more blue than the normal starting zone in a Mario game did.
But I mean,
was about the
really, when
distance
was the last time
difference.
a Mario game really, really went out there?
In terms of like design,
Well, just like being different than the other Mario.
Galaxy.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Galaxy, that was it. I mean, Sunshine before that, and then Galaxy, I think. Or Luigi's Mansion. Does that count?
I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't say so because it's not, a platforming Mario game. It's a great game, but it's not a platforming Mario game.
Sure. Not what we're talking about here.
What would Luigi's Mansion be?
It is a Ghost Hunter simulator.
Yeah, but what would that be? Like, if you put it in
Isn't it an adventure game? Maybe.
I think so. I'd say
Maybe it's
adventure.
whatever. Maybe it's whatever
'Cause it's
weird. I think it occupies the same non-existent genre that LA Noire does. It's in a void of. It's a genre
I
orphan.
suppose so. I guess closest it would be like adventure, because it's not. I mean, there's action in it, but it's not an action genre. You suck up ghosts with a vacuum.
Yeah.
There's some bigger ghosts. You suck up stuff and shoot it at them.
That is a good question. What genre is Luigi's Mansion? I'm sure that if I looked it up on Wikipedia, it would be the generally the broad terminology of action adventure or something like that.
Probably.
That's what you call it when you don't know what to call it.
Exactly.
And we're about to beat Hades, I think. What?
Oh.
Let's beat him by knocking his thing back at him. How about that? Oh, he did his normal finger shot.
Let's see if he'll do it. Can we be cool? Yeah.
Ha ha ha! Woo!
You okay, Hades?
Goofy just threw his healing move, I think.
Hey, what are you doing? Stop! Hey guys, get away from me!
Oh.
So I
Power
guess
to
the
stars.
the Dizidins of the underworld had enough of this crap.
I guess so. Ansem report.
Yep, that you can't get all the Ansem reports because he was the last of Maleficent's dudes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So we'll read that after we either finish this or die.
Oh, yeah. See, that really looks like that would be the last.
The final. This is the ultimate. What's that? We talked about that last time on here. That was during the Riku fight. We made all the ultimate jokes.
This is
the ultimate. Oh no.
Yeah, I told you about how I heard that so many times that one day when I first did the fight because I didn't know how to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good times. Good times. Man, Sonic Adventure, I got the nostalgia blinders on it. Like straight up. Like it's not.
Have you watched the Best Friends playthrough yet of it or not?
Yes, I have actually.
Alright. It was good. I quite enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah.
It was fun watching as Liam and Wooly realized they were wrong. Like I already knew going in it's like some of the stuff they're saying is valid. They're gonna be so vastly disappointed as this goes forward.
Yeah, but the problem, with my Sonic Adventure 2 nostalgia blinders, the problem is, they're still on and strong. Like, I play it now, and I'm just like, yeah, man, woo, I'm enjoying this.
Honestly, I think Sonic Adventure 2 is functional. Like, I don't have a lot
functional.
of complaints about that. Like, obviously, like the story and cutscene direction, and
Okay.
the audio like mixing is still abysmally bad.
It's fantastic.
But like, I mean, the level design is pretty decent. Music is good. It's like it feels decent to play. Yeah, you find glitches. You wind up throwing yourself off the stage
yeah, it's
plenty.
great.
But like, when it feels, I know this is gonna be a weird statement. It's like, okay, so it's good part of the time. When it feels good, it feels great.
Yeah, but that's generally the Sonic and Shadow segments. Usually the like the other segments just don't hold up so well. Like that,
If the
Tails, Knuckles, Eggman, Rouge.
the Knuckles ones,
You do it for the music with Knuckles.
yeah,
like
absolutely.
straight up.
And with Rouge too, honestly, her music's pretty good too.
Okay, yeah, it is, but you can't sing along.
Okay, don't challenge me.
You're right. You can, but everybody's gonna look at you like you're crazy. He's doing it.
It's playing now.
Yeah. Okay, I was wrong. You can sing along with those, but just not in the normal singing sense.
Yeah, not in the normal singing sense. And well, you really don't sing along with Knuckles either. Let's be fair, you rap.
True.
I knock him down whether there's Knuckles or Knuckles. I'm hard as Knuckles. It ain't hard to chuckle. Come on, I always block too soon with those.
I don't think you can.
Yes, you can. Like I block like a minute too late because they're coming straight at me and they're a beam of solid light, so I can't see how close it is to me.
True.
I need to be playing this on the 3DS. This game was ahead of its time. No! What's up with that?
Should you not take out the dudes with the swords first?
I'm worried about this guy. I like him for being dead.
You like him for being dead?
Yeah, I want him to be dead as soon as possible.
You gotta finish him with the combo.
Yeah, I died. I knew I was gonna die though, because there's no way I could have healed before those balls around me closed in and took. So I was dead. There was no way out.
Alright, it's okay though. We get to put some items on now.
Yeah, it's true. We can do that really fast.
Woohoo!
Where are we at? Just double checking the audio is rolling. I mean, we've already lost everything anyway if it isn't, but you know, always worth checking.
Always worth it. Yeah. You can sit there and be depressed for a few minutes.
It's true. We could. It wouldn't be a good allocation. Not allocation. Good use of our time though. Wouldn't be a good use of our time.
True.
All right. Yeah, it's fine honestly. I leveled up, didn't I? Did I get more AP? No, he got more. No, sorry.
He got more items.
He got more. Yeah, he got more item slots. I think he might have got more HP too. But yeah, that's so. Yeah, we've already taken advantage of everything we can get there. I'm gonna save up really fast. What were we talking about a second ago? I don't remember now. We're talking about the
Before Sonic, you mean?
Yeah, Sonic. But we got onto that because we were talking about favorite games, I believe.
Yeah.
We were talking about like I don't even remember. I don't even remember.
We were talking
anymore.
about Luigi's Mansion.
We got onto the ultimate. That's why we were talking about the ultimate. This is back here.
Oh,
now.
what is this?
This is, I believe, for beating Hades. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Not sure why it's there, but hey.
Because you beat Hades.
Sure.
Empty. Just. It's not even like it's empty. It's just. Oh, grab my phone. I'm gonna ignore it. But I like this because it's not like the normal video. It's like it's empty. You know, there's nothing here. It's just
empty.
Empty.
How depressing.
Just like me.
Aren't we all on the inside?
I wonder if like I had other dialogue changes midway through. Yeah, they don't change midway through. I just thought I'd look and see. Perhaps maybe now that I've beaten Hades,
whoa, man, you
beat
Hades. You're a cool kid.
You're a cool dude. Radical. Way past cool. 10th.
The 10th.
Up. I was thinking about switching back to Oathkeeper. Oh well. I'll be conservative with the magic. I'll go to items first and magic second, because I'm going to need to cast. Let's just say that the final boss is rendered significantly easier when you have Arrow on, because now that I have the upgraded version of Arrow, it'll do damage as I'm standing next to him.
Is it still called Arrow, or is it like Arrow?
Arrow or something, yeah. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Everybody knows what I mean. What else? So platformers. What are some of your? I talk only about my favorite platformers. What are some of your favorite platformers?
Some of my favorites. If we're gonna go like classic, the original Donkey Kong countries.
I still haven't played any of those.
I really enjoyed those.
I got Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze from Club Nintendo, but naturally I haven't played it yet.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going on to that eventually.
I think honestly, like the one I remember playing the most was probably like Diddy and Dixie, so the second one. But generally I enjoyed all of them pretty equally. 3D platforming. I don't know. First thing you think of like when you think of like Nintendo 64, most people go like Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah.
I never had that, but I had the second best thing, Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Going
Donkey
back to
Kong
another
64. Everybody loves that one.
Right?
Yeah.
I do, though.
That's fine. I mean, like some people really do like it, or some people like it's a very divisive game, I would say.
Yeah.
Lots of people enjoy it greatly, some do not.
I am one of the ones who does enjoy it greatly.
Oh.
I'm also one of the ones who didn't actually beat it until going back years later. Like, I played a lot of it, I just never got to the end of it. I think it's because I got stuck on the... There's one segment where you have to play the original Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
And I couldn't do it. I couldn't beat it.
Like in 3D, or like you just have to play?
No, like the original, like, you know, you are Mario.
I didn't know that, huh?
Like,
Alright.
going to get Paulina.
Well, he was technically Jumpman in the original. He was just Jumpman at the time.
Jumpman.
But yeah.
My bad.
No, I got you. I follow.
So you actually have to beat it twice. don't ask why, but you have to beat it twice, and I think like you can't do it without losing all your lives.
Okay, I think that maybe this stealth sneak is working the same way that he did last time when I was fighting Clayton, where like I had to have everybody else either dead or like, you know, down to 0 before I could kill him. Because I was down and I completed like 2 combos on him. So
okay.
I think you were right. I do have to take out the sword guys first. Oh no, he's doing his sword thing.
This cool guy sword thing. What exactly is that when he forms around you?
Yeah, and it like closes in on you and hurts you and stuff.
Okay.
He's doing it well. Okay, great.
Great.
No, I was locked onto the. I thought I was locked onto the. Did you notice that the reticle was on the sword guy for a split second?
Yeah.
I looked at the health. I was like, that's way too much health. And I looked and realized the sword guy had moved. He was actually on the stealth sneak. He was hiding behind the sword guy.
Oh.
He's doing his sword again.
Stealth Snake. So that's his official name.
Yeah, I believe so. Something like that. It's something close to that. It's stealth something, sneak something, one or the other. Could be
Okay.
both. It's something of that nature. All right. Yeah, I talked a big game about Rayman Origins. I haven't played Legends, so I don't know if it's better or worse. I imagine it's at least as good, but I haven't played it, so nothing, no frame of reference there. As I said before, New Super Mario Bros. On DS, great. I haven't played a lot of the originals. I owned Super Mario Deluxe on my Game Boy back in the day. I mean, I still technically have it, which was the original Super Mario Brothers, but presented with a bad aspect ratio, essentially.
Okay.
And I mean, I quite like it. I mean, it's the original Super Mario Brothers. Not much to not like, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Like I didn't mention those, but honestly, I didn't mention them because it's too easy.
Yeah, it's too easy.
Like I mean, yeah, it's a great game.
Also, Galaxy. Galaxy. Can we talk about how awesome Galaxy
Galaxy's
is?
super cool.
Can we just...
I haven't played Galaxy 2 though.
Here's my problem with Galaxy 2. It doesn't feel like a sequel. It feels like an expansion pack.
Oh,
it feels
so
like
it's the same thing.
Less almost, because I felt like, for one, you don't have the Comet Observatory, which like, you know, kind of the traditional hub that you have from like since 64. Oh, hold on, I gotta do these with you guys really fast. I don't think we've encountered these guys since we had the full array of magic, actually.
Oh, sweet.
Well,
so now it's kind of hard to because you got so much magic.
yeah, and plus, like, Thunder has such range on it that, hold on. I can't see them because of the camera. Ah, whatever. I'm waiting for one of them to shiver or Blizzard. I got one of them, but I angered the other one. Okay, I'm focusing this guy now. Oh, he was fanning himself. Was that... Crud, oh well. I don't even remember. What does this guy want?
Nice.
Yeah, okay. Weird. I don't know why.
did it.
I guess the other guy, like, stopped the animation as soon as I shot. Blizzard again. How do you do?
So wait, that's Thunder?
Yeah, he's, like, down and out. You know, he's, like, low energy. We gotta energize him.
Cool.
But we don't get anything from him because they don't drop items in the... Nobody drops items in this.
So you could literally just hit him.
I think so. I'm not sure. Maybe there's a way to get stuff from them. Like, maybe you have to do... I don't know.
Blackest
I'll
Storm.
double check that. So yeah, we got another one of these where it's like, you know, they just multiply indefinitely.
Right.
Except now it's both of them instead of just one. I have a good idea.
Yeah, we talk about Galaxy, but going back to Sunshine, man.
Well, we were about to
Sunshine's
talk
a good-
about Galaxy and then I got distracted. But yeah, I still haven't played Sunshine. If that gets...
Have you not?
No.
Oh man, you need to play Sunshine.
I saw a copy of it once in the weight room back at our high school, which I did not go into
Wait,
because I was...
really?
Yeah, they had a GameCube in there and a bunch of games, and there was a copy of Super Mario Sunshine. I seriously considered borrowing it, parentheses, and bringing it back. I mean, I would have brought it back later, but I
wouldn't have. If I would have known,
Nah.
I would have just taken it, honestly.
I legit would have borrowed it and brought it back. Like I thought long and hard about it because I was like, it's right there, and they're not using it, and I could take it and bring it back. I swear I was legit like thinking if I did it, I would have brought it back, and they would have never known that it was gone.
He's nicer than I am.
But yeah, I need to play Sunshine eventually, because I like the music in the setting.
Oh, yeah, no, it's great. And a lot of people complain about FLUDD, but get over it, you know? Get over it, I'm sorry.
Get over yourself.
The rest of the game's so good.
Get over it! 2 stealth sneaks. Alright, here we go.
Yeah.
Just with the Doctor ordered. You fight quite a few of these in this tournament. One too many, I would personally say, but whatever. That is not for me to say, truly. I'm actually gonna go ahead and cast Arrow. There we go, yeah. Good job. Sorry, you just barely got it off. Yeah, as you can see, like, you can hear those hit impacts. Like, I'm just by standing next to them, I'm doing damage to them, so it's great. Also, I don't know if it's this one or the final version of Arrow that, like, will just straight up deflect projectiles.
Ooh, that's good.
Not all projectiles, but some. And it lasts for you know, a little bit longer, too, so. Okay. I guess I gotta get both of them at the same time.
It's not fun.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast this again. And get out and cure. Seems like I have to have both of them down to, you know, low before I can take both of them out. Alright, I guess, okay, they got the other one while I wasn't paying attention,
Weird.
I suppose. I don't know!
Speaking of, just something funny to note, speaking of Arrow, in Realm Reborn, you had to fight wind sprites for a mission, or I did, and I got wind sprite cores, and I said that because I cast Arrow, obviously. And, like, the description was like, you know, feared, like, enemy of beskirted women across the land.
I like how the stealth sneaks are like the only Heartless that leave behind a corpse for some reason.
Yeah.
Like in the cutscene,
they're big. It's okay.
Yeah, these guys are gonna multiply as well.
Oh.
Like in the cutscene back in when we fought him with alongside Clayton, he did fade away once the cutscene started, but like this just leaves a corpse behind because that's how he's coded to do it. Like a couple of the boss fights that you fight in the arena are like, you know, things that used to be bosses that are now just enemies. Really janky. Like when you fight any version of the guard armor, it is programmed to, like, when you blow up the torso, get, like, all electroshock and explode. But instead it just electroshocks and then, like, blinks out of existence. Because the cutscene is supposed to initiate. There is no fade-away animation for it.
The Heartless work in mysterious ways. We don't know about their anatomy. We don't know what happens after.
It's true, we don't.
Death.
You're not wrong. We don't know for sure. Alright, let's see. No, yeah, let's just talk Galaxy for a minute here, and Galaxy 2.
Okay.
Galaxy 2 got a perfect 10 from IGN, and like, that's not bash against IGN in any way, because the game's good. A lot of people gave it really good reviews, a lot of people really loved it. My problem from it comes that I didn't feel like it was a sequel. It didn't have any of, like, people, like, a lot of people were annoyed by the story elements in Galaxy, like the storybook thing, and the Lumas, and all this kind of stuff, and the two... Number one has less story to begin with. It's number one, has less story to begin with. But number two, what little story it has isn't nearly as present. Like, the Comet Observatory isn't as big of a deal. You're not gonna, like, because it's not a Comet Observatory anymore. It's like the spaceship Mario or whatever it's called. It's just Mario's head. Characters show up on it that you can talk to, but it is not like any kind of environment you're gonna want to explore. It's really small, and the game is just Final Battalion. The game is, instead of being in kind of a Super Mario 64 style of, you know, hub and you go to areas and that, like, warp you to maps, it's on a, like, you head to the wheel of your ship and it pulls up like a grid. Like the kind of thing you expect to find on the map of a Mario side-scroller where you go between levels. And levels have multiple objectives and they have the comet effects that they did in the original, right? Like, that's still there, but there's just less inventiveness, I guess I would say. Like, one thing that I loved about, Galaxy, and I think is present to a lesser extent in the hub of Sunshine, some of the levels of Sunshine, and I believe some levels of 64 as well, though I haven't played 64. At least not, I've played it, but, like, you know, not into completion or anything like that. There are levels that people just live in. Like, there are several levels of Super Mario Galaxy that is, like, just a town. Or, you know, like, I mean, it's like, realistically, there's not enough houses for people to live here, but people live there having races, swimming, having fun. You join in races. The way you win a star for that world is to play hide and seek. You win a race, something like that, you know?
You did that in Sunshine a few times, though.
There might be, like, a crazy comet or whatever that, like, adds a more, you know, intense, kind of action-packed stage for that level, but, like, there are levels that's just, like, it's just people live here. It feels like a galaxy, or you're actually going to, planets. Somewhat.
Well, see, the thing is, like, a lot of the Mario levels are like that. Like, they're either, like, they're places that, like, certain people live. There's, like, I know there's, like, one place where there's, like, I don't know what they're called, but they're, like, little people that live in shells, basically. And there's, like, this big shell, like, city area. Shell City. Anyway, like, it feels lively in that game. Like, there's plenty of, like, NPCs in all of the, like, in all of the levels.
Yeah.
Like, aside from just the hub world, obviously, but...
No, I just paused because I want to. Number one, I want to let you finish before this fight ends because it's the final seed after this. Number two, I want to go ahead and restart the capture because this one's been running for a little while. But yeah, so yeah, what you were just saying about the game, and we're gonna wait. I thought it was the end of the fight. Never mind. We're good to keep talking for a little while. Then never mind. Continue what you were saying about.
I was just saying, like, I really do like the levels of Super Mario Sunshine. Of course, like, multiple objectives, like
objection.
Multiple objectives per world. I think 5. But, like, actually the first one you go to is just, like, a little, like, windmill area, and I'm pretty sure there's a few houses there, and there's people around, like, a lot of them are, like, covered in the goo, and you wash them off, and they're like, hey, Mario, thanks, blah, blah.
Yeah.
There's the cool guy that gives you sunglasses if you come back there when you have enough shine sprites, and all that. But it felt good, too. Oh, actually, no, probably my favorite one is there's one level that is based around, like, a resort.
Yeah.
Like, it is a resort, but
I love resort settings and things.
Like, it's not just inside the resort, but it's also the outside.
I love resort settings and things!
Then play the game!
I will! As soon as I am able. And have time. But anyway, the thing about, like, about Mario Galaxy 2 is that you don't get stages like that. Every stage feels very video gamey. If you occasionally get a stage like that, you can talk to one person, and it's like, we're having a race. Join us for this race. And you do the race, and then it's over. You know?
I will admit, though, races in those games are tough sometimes.
Oh, yeah, very difficult.
Super tough. Like the Manta race in that game, or like in Super Mario.
There were several Manta races that got progressively harder.
Yeah, and
the ones that were on the world, it was literally just like the starting stage and then water. And like if you turned left too hard, like you fell off.
Yeah.
You were just done.
Well, there's something like that in Sunshine where you ride bloopers.
Oh yeah, I've seen them. But that's a little bit different. Like, I mean, like the challenge stages that I'm thinking of from Mario Galaxy, where it was just like, here's like a track of water that is somehow magically suspended in space, and now ride it.
Do it.
So
like, there was nothing else around. Like, that guy was born there.
Yeah.
To do that.
Or he came there.
I
mean, maybe there's never really established what the level of intergalactic travel is in the Mario Galaxy
but
universe.
I mean, he didn't really have a ship or anything, so.
Maybe he just got dropped off there, and somebody comes and picks him up on the weekends. You know.
That'd be pretty cool. Just hosts manta races.
Hey guys, you know what? While we're here, let me discuss something about Episode to Sky. Do you see what I just did there? I saw that the enemy I was targeting was a little bit far away from me, and I'd already hit the guy who was right next to me, so I hit L. I was going to hit it multiple times until I got the guy who was right next to me. It thankfully picked the guy who was right next to me immediately. Granted, that was a coincidence. You know, it might not always work out that way. But if this was Episode to Sky, the current targeting system for Final Fantasy VII would require me to completely remove my lock-on, try and lock onto another enemy by moving the camera around, and then pressing an additional button to actually secure my lock-on. Anybody who thinks that I was done with my complaints about the lock-on system, I have just demonstrated the ease and convenience of this lock-on system over that dumb one. You're welcome! The lock-on system in Episode to Sky is really dumb!
He doesn't like it.
It's really bad! It's so convoluted and stupid. But anyway, Mario Galaxy 2, brief summary, it's good, the levels are still good, but it doesn't feel like a sequel. It feels like an expansion pack with more levels.
Okay, fair enough.
If this was the age of 90s PC gaming when you could do, like, expansion packs, and it just added another, like, 100 levels into the middle of...
Rock Titan?
Yeah, from Hercules. This is one of the Titans from Hercules. Yeah, if Mario Galaxy 2 had literally just been an expansion pack that dropped another 100 levels into the middle of the original Super Mario Galaxy, awesome. As a sequel, it's like it's not doing enough.
Why are we getting tech from that? Does it not? I guess
because it knocks him down, and also since I have Arrow on, I'm doing additional damage to him as I stand here.
Is this another one where there's an invisible health bar?
Yes, there is.
Great.
Don't worry, we'll get it down pretty fast. I've cast Arrow on myself, so I'm doing, see, a lot of damage. It's going down right now. I just did a bar, I just did a bar and a half on a single visit. Nice. This guy is not as hard as Hades. Especially if you know especially if you've gone out of your way to get an arrow that does damage, Then you're then you're set. And
Yeah, he just took out what is effectively 2 bars of health.
Yeah, exactly. And he's back down again, because Donald and Goofy were whacking his leg.
Wow.
Get up there, Sora. Get up there. Yeah. This fight is not that difficult at all. Oh no. Stop that. Stop it.
Do you have to defeat each individual head or not?
No, they have a collective health bar.
Nice.
Yeah, this fight, it's impressive in scope, and this is another thing where, like, Nomura, when he was working on this game, said he wanted to do something similar to Super Mario 64, since we were just talking about platformers, actually.
Yeah.
He wanted to make a game akin to that. And that's why there's a lot of platforming stuff in this game, and then there isn't in a lot of other games, because the platforming stuff didn't work well in this one. Instead of trying to fix it, they just got rid of it. And like the Oogie Boogie Manor before that we discussed, this is a good example of what a platforming boss would have been, you know?
Yeah.
And this is a poorly designed boss, as you can see. We're smoking it right now. But all the same, this is the kind of scope that he wanted to, like,
it's a good
portray
concept.
with this. And I wish that instead of simply scrapping that for all future installments of Kingdom Hearts, they had expanded upon it, which they did not. So when people ask me about why I say the level design in this game is better than in other ones, that's a big reason why. Because they abandoned something interesting instead of just improving upon it. But anyway, there we go. He was a rock lobster.
We hit his legs a few times and now he's toppling over.
Yeah. Not terribly difficult. There we go. The climb was long, but that final boss is anticlimactic, unfortunately.
Yeah.
If you didn't know about Arrow, it's significantly difficult, because again, we did like twice as much damage to him during that, but it's still fairly easy.
Yeah, like he doesn't seem like he does very much to defend himself.
If you're stupid and don't jump, then it's hard.
Right.
Yeah. I still haven't turned off trophy alerts. Oh well.
It's fine. They know you're doing it.
Yeah, we did it. Learned Trinity Limit.
Trinity Limit?
That's an attack of attacking nature where they attack together.
Yeah, I imagine you can only do it with Donald and Goofy.
You know the rules, right? And yeah, nothing to do here, unfortunately.
Except now there's another set of question marks.
Another set of question marks. I mean, I already told you this is the sensible place to put the secret bosses, so those are both secret bosses.
Of course.
But anyway, what does Hercules have to say about this? His dialogue hasn't changed. I hope the sign has. Sora dominates the games! A new hero is born!
Yeah!
A new legend is born this day!
We're that hero!
Empty.
Aww.
Empty inside, truly. Alright, since I've been putting it off, like, since we first came here, I'm gonna check and see if Blizzard actually does something to these. I think it might make something appear, and I bet you that it's not gonna be worth it since it's been, like, the whole game since we came here.
You never know.
But
never know.
We're gonna give it a shot. Did it go? It went. It went. Alright, here we go. Turn the camera, Sora. You see the convenience of this targeting system? So the way that the targeting works in Disguise, since you haven't seen it, is basically you hold down R1.
Yeah.
And it targets an enemy, right?
Right.
But that's not a lock-on. You then move the stick and the camera, and you drag that target over enemies. And once you've found the one you want, you click in R3.
Why?
And that locks on.
I mean, it's not difficult to have a simple lock-on, is it?
I don't know. Ask Tabata. Okay, that's mean. That's mean. I'm not like trying to knock Tabata or something. It's just, I mean, he is the one directing the game, so it was his decision. At some level, he approved the decision, and I'd like to know why. Because
I mean, it can be simpler. I mean, this game, you just click the button. In the Souls games, you just click in on the analog stick and then use the analog stick to switch between ones if you need to.
I talked a little bit in the feedback video that I did about like why I think that they did it that way. I'm not going to go into it here since I've already like gone into it on this channel, obviously. There it is.
All right.
Oh, it's a purple glowy chest, so maybe it is something good. Dalmatians, maybe? Shiva belt. Let's watch it be terrible. Let's watch it be terrible.
Let's see.
Equipment. Omega Arts, sure. Well, that's not fair, because that one's the one we got really recently. It's really good. Let's go to a crappy item, and one of these guys has. No, that's pretty good too. Anyway, you have that's a relatively early crappy one. Raises MP by a lot and ice damage by 40%. Right, because I forgot all the ones that are named after the summons always do like 40% for a
Okay.
specific thing. Raises MP.
Enhances magic and summon
That's
power.
the same as the Rama belt, and there's a similar thing for Ifrit somewhere in this game if we haven't already gotten it. It might be equipped to somebody right now. But yeah, so that's the same thing, except his does AP and Thunder, and hers does 40%, ice, and raises max MP.
You might could give that to Donald, because it raised it by 2, didn't it?
Yeah, let's see. With some better hero, let's see, raises MP, lightning damage, slightly raises... If he gets another ability slot, yeah.
Okay.
Not ability slot, if he gets another equipment slot. So yeah, I think with that... Oh, there's another chest.
Another.
Sweet. Awesome. This is one's going to be disappointing, I bet.
Probably. It might just be like a potion or something.
Holy G, that's a gummy ship
days.
thing, yeah. Okay, well, we could go and give another secret boss a shot, but 7... I mean, it's not that dark outside, but we've pretty much accomplished everything we needed to accomplish for today.
Yeah.
Do you want to shoot some more this weekend, or not?
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, we can probably shoot some more of this weekend, maybe some 7 as well. Yeah, okay. So I guess that wraps for today, everybody. That was the Hades Cup. Wait, hold on. I feel like we might have missed... I think we might have not read all the questions really fast. I knew we needed to answer this one. Will you be finishing Life is Strange? No, I will not. It's just unlikely. I mean, you guys, you watch this, you probably were able to ascertain that on your own. I'm talking about how busy I am and like, how I can barely fit all this stuff. I'm not doing more Life is Strange. Sorry. Anything else that we needed to do? Have you ever played Last of Us? I think we both watched it, right?
Yeah, both watched it.
Okay. I mean, support the full release and all that, but it was just wound up watching it.
I didn't have a system played on it at the time.
Yeah, he didn't have a PlayStation 3 at the time. Let's see. Well, I forced Joy to play through Recom, FF2, FM. These are all the other Kingdom Hearts games.
Okay, I couldn't tell.
Yeah, that would be
gibberish.
Chain of Memories, Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, Birth by Sleep Final Mix, or even Kingdom Hearts 3 after its release in 2075. As we said before, it depends on success of these. That's the determining factor, really. Anything else we missed? I don't think so.
I think we got most of it.
Yeah,
we got it.
Thank you to everyone who asked questions. You made this entire process much easier, gave us so much to talk about. If we do something like this again, watch Twitter feed. I know that a lot of you asked questions on YouTube through an annotation that I left on the Oogie Boogie episode, which aired yesterday when this episode was filmed. Most of you left comments there. Thank you so much. I also do notification on Twitter as well there. I notified a little bit earlier there just because, not because it was like Twitter, my Twitter followers get it early or something like that. I just happened to this time. I think about that first before thinking, put an annotation in a video that people are going to watch. So yeah, keep an eye on that. And if we're going to do something like this, the main problem is that if it's spontaneous, like we get into an episode of something, and we decide let's do it, or we decide ahead of time we want to do a Q&A during this one, but we don't know what day we're going to film, and then I decide, oh, we're going to film tomorrow or whatever, then it's too late to put something in an annotation on a video. So that's why Twitter's useful for the primarily for that reason. But I'll put annotations if we know ahead of time when we're going to be shooting stuff. But before we sign off, which I was about to do, I remembered we need to do one important thing.
Do we?
Yeah.
Oh, the answer.
Yep, precisely. Let's see. I have no doubt that the Heartless are deeply connected to people's hearts. A further study may unravel both their motivations and the mysteries shrouding the heart. As a start, I have built a device that artificially creates Heartless.
Oh.
By recreating the conditions that spawn the Heartless naturally, I should be able to produce them artificially. This device is a okay, whatever.
Culmination.
Culmination. There, that was the word. Thank you, Joey. I appreciate it. A culmination of all my research thus far. The machine's test ran successfully, created a heart. The machine's test run successfully created a Heartless. This may be a step towards creating a heart from nothing. The artificial and naturally created Heartless show nearly identical traits, but the two types should remain distinct for the purposes of this experiment. So I will mark the ones I have created artificially. So let's have...
That's going to be important.
Let's have a quick look at something. I believe is, the Heartless. Let's have a look here. Let's have a look here at these guys, okay?
Yeah.
So we have the Shadow. Here's the model for the Shadow. Your basic, everyday, normal Heartless. He's, kind of twitching around here. Have a look at this one. Giga's Shadow. It's a big Shadow. Nice twitching around. It's kind of what he does. That's what he does, not a lot important. Here's this soldier. We met him pretty early on. What's that thing on his chest?
The Heartless emblem.
Not simply a Heartless emblem. These are emblem heartless. Heartless that have emblems on them are not naturally occurring.
So they are the ones that
they are in
created.
some way or another something that he created. There's a bit of a weird plot hole there because there's a moment early on in the game when we see someone transform into a heartless and they turn into a soldier, which is a manufactured one.
Yeah.
So it's unclear if perhaps him creating these in the first place caused more of them to spawn. Perhaps there's other, stipulations upon it, but the point is that all of these types of guys were never around before Ansem was screwing around with this stuff. So the Heartless were a problem historically because, for instance, the guys we fought just in this last one, I believe Angel Star's one, but I think that the Defender... no, the Defender's not right. What's that thing called? Not the Defender. The thing we fought... Invisible, that's what they're called. I called him the Defender. I should have called him the Invisible. These guys do not have a Heartless emblem on them, and as we just observed, not only are these guys awesome, but they're tough. So while tough guys like these did exist, the Heartless were a relatively minor problem, because this, along with something like Darksider from the beginning of the game, this was as tough as you were going to see, for the most part.
Right.
Now, since he's been around, we're getting, these things... Because there's the emblem right there.
Right.
You're getting... Basically, anything that's themed for the world is usually an emblem Heartless of some kind. Sneak Army, that's what those are called. It's called, Army Camo, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's where... That's what this is coming into. So, it's less even than, it's the tough things, but remember how, all the characters, on Traverse are talking about how the situation has gotten worse, more Heartless, blah, blah, blah. It's not just recently... Even though they don't necessarily recognize it because they haven't been alive that long enough to know this, the Heartless have not always been this big of a problem.
Okay.
Because they were just not as numerous. Even though they were, capturing people and stuff, they were a naturally occurring entity. The emblem things, even though it's unclear if, somehow he managed to create this many from a machine back then, unlikely. I imagine it's something that he did cause them to occur naturally. Or maybe it's not explained in the story. That's also plausible. But either way... For all intents and purposes, there are now 200 more types of Heartless than there used to be because of this guy screwing around.
Right. So yeah, Ansem, bigger bad guy now.
Yeah.
He was already bad guy, but now we know he's big bad guy.
I'm going to go inside here and save, and that is the end for today. Thank you for joining us for the Hades Cup. Next will probably be the music appreciation episode, actually. I need to, if we're going to shoot this weekend, I need to film that tomorrow, most likely. But yeah, music appreciation episode next, most likely. It's probably going to be long. It's going to be I don't know how long, but it's going to be up there. It's going to be 20 or 30 minutes, possibly longer. It's going to be at least 30 minutes probably, because it's going to be me getting all these things, going through all the journal entries, looking at basically everything that we haven't gotten so far in this game, other than the secret bosses and progressing the story, obviously. So it's going to be lengthy, but hopefully we'll have some fun with it. There might even be some surprises other than just normal music from the games.
Watch and find out.
Watch and find out. I honestly don't know because I haven't contacted the people that I'm talking about to ask if it's okay. Because the fact that I had to film this kind of snuck up on me. I was planning on shooting this later. I need to go contact them and ask if it'll be okay. If it works out, you'll find out when you watch the episode. But yeah, next time, everybody.